Okay, welcome to a little behind the scenes. This is Bible in a Minute, how I do it. I have to write and record and make a whole episode right now, so I figured I would take you along and let you see the whole process from beginning to end. There'll be some time codes below if you want to just kind of skip ahead to different portions of this process. I don't know how long this video is going to be. We'll see. So let's figure out what we're doing today. Here we go. Okay, first thing we need to do over here on the computer is check out what we are up for today. We are in Exodus. This is my giant master sheet. This one's going to be me. Exodus chapter 11. Okay, so we're going to start by opening our Bible. We got one of these here. Exodus chapter 11. This is where you start, right? You start by reading the thing, seeing what it says, and going from there. All right, Exodus chapter 11. All right, so the goal here is to do three things. We want to teach people something new about this chapter of the Bible. We want to inspire them to open the book up and read it for themselves. And then we want to model a progressive and liberative lens for reading and interpreting Scripture. And by that we mean liberation theology, progressive theology. Just saying progressive theology isn't enough, because that's too often just white people thinking in progressive ways for them, but it doesn't always do the necessary work of decolonizing or anti-racism, and that's where the liberation lens is essential. Also, welcome to Jim Has a Cold. It's called Two Young Kids Who Go to Daycare, so we all get everything. This is actually the best version I've sounded so far, so you're welcome, or if you like sexy, raspy voice. Hello, this is the sexy, raspy voice. How was that? There's a microphone here. Hello. Okay, back to the Bible. Okay, let's read it. Ooh, warning of the final plague. The Lord said to Moses, I will bring one more plague upon Pharaoh and upon Egypt. Afterwards, he will let you go from here. Indeed, when he lets you go, he will drive you away. Tell the people that every man is to ask his neighbor, and every woman is to ask her neighbor for objects of silver and gold. The Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Moreover, Moses himself was a man of great importance in the land of Egypt, in the sight of Pharaoh's officials, and in the sight of the people. Moses says, Thus says the Lord, about midnight I will go out through Egypt. Every firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh who sits on his throne to the firstborn of the female slave who is behind the handmill, and all the firstborn of the livestock. Then there will be a loud cry throughout the whole land of Egypt, such as has never been or ever will be again. But not a dog shall growl at any of the Israelites, not at people, not at animals, so that you may know that the Lord makes a distinction between Egypt and Israel. Then all these officials of yours shall come down to me and bow low to me, saying, Leave us, you and all the people who follow you. After that, I will leave. In hot anger, he left Pharaoh. Wait, what? So Moses is saying all of this to Pharaoh. He's basically warning Pharaoh. Okay, interesting. So God says to Moses, I got one final plague. Then God gave favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so the people went asking for all their gold and silver. Interesting. Basically, they looted Egypt, which is an interesting story right there. And then Moses himself, he, in the sight of Pharaoh's officials, in the sight of the people. So he says this to everybody. The people probably means the Israelites or a group of them. He says all that thing, God's gonna kill everybody, but not the Israelites. Then all these officials of yours will come to me. In hot anger, he left Pharaoh. I'm just held up by that line. So Moses does this rant. He describes what's going to happen. All these officials of yours will come down to me and bow low, saying, Leave us, you and all your people who follow you. And after that, I will leave. So basically, God's going to kill your kids, and then you're going to tell us to leave, and then we'll leave. And in hot anger, he left Pharaoh. Then the Lord said to Moses, Pharaoh will not listen to you, in order that my wonders may be multiplied in the land of Egypt. Moses and Aaron performed all these wonders before Pharaoh, but the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he did not let the people of Israel go out of his land. Okay, so it hasn't happened yet. This is the warning. This is the, it's about to happen. Okay, so now the next step is to figure out how to do this in a minute, which is usually about 200 words. That's what I aim for when I write these out. And I write mine out. So let's go back to the computer. Okay, we're gonna bring open Evernote. This is where I type all of my stuff. Let's do a new note. This is what number? 61. Bible in a minute. Exodus chapter 11. That's how they always begin. Yeah, I just start with Bible in a minute. Exodus chapter 11. Yeah, you've heard me do it enough. Now what? Okay, we're probably just going to put some music over this part because this is really just me thinking and I'm not going to talk out loud the whole time. Okay, here we go. Okay, I think I got it. I think that's going to be it. This is a tough one. All right, here we go. So now I copy it into a teleprompter. Yeah, let me show you. I have a teleprompter right there. See? Yeah. And then I'm gonna record myself saying it. And then I edit it. There's a little more work still. So this is just the first part. This is figuring out what you're gonna say. So let's do that. Copy. Open up teleprompter. Okay, now I'm going to read it right from here. Let me try to move this so we can see that together. All right, you see it? Do you see it there? Right there. That's it. That's the setup. So you're gonna see that. Take whatever. Bible in a minute, Exodus chapter 11. This is a tough one. Oh, nope, I don't like that start. Let's start again. That was a weird finger point. Bible in a minute, Exodus chapter 11. This is a tough one. I know that God is supposed to be the hero, saving the Israelites from slavery and oppression in Egypt, but when it comes at the cost of kids, the death of children, I find myself wanting to stand with the other side. Now, this chapter, it's just the warning. God announcing one final plague, the death of every Egyptian firstborn, including their livestock, as if just human casualties weren't already enough. Just chapters ago, God told Moses that God hears the cries of the Israelites, and now we prepare ourselves for the cries of the Egyptians. To echo the words of Rashida Tlaib, the cries of the Egyptian and Israelite children sound no different to me. What I don't understand is why the cries of the Egyptians sound different to God. Or even to us as we skim through this story, cheering on the Israelites no matter the cost. Because when we see the killing of children as unavoidable or even necessary, we've lost our shared humanity. Okay, so that one works. Came in 57 seconds or so. So I just go to the last take and then I can start editing it. So let's bring it in to move some things around. All right, so now we are going to find the recording. Boop, 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 boop. Saves to my desktop. Exodus 11. Oh, that's the one I'm currently doing. Exodus 11, right there. There it is. Make sure there's audio. Yep, we got audio. It's always good to check that it actually gave you the audio and the video, because even if all the lights are on and everything seems like it should work, there's been a lot of times when I do a whole thing, drop it into my video editor, and I'm like, oh, I gotta redo the whole thing again. But not this time. This worked. So, we're gonna bring this into a folder. Welcome to what my computer looks like. Bible in a minute. We're not in the final. We are in original media. Copy it in. Exodus 11. All right, then we come over here, Bible in a minute. We take the recording, bring it in. I do all my editing in Final Cut Pro, just because I learned on iMovie, self-taught, and then Final Cut Pro was the next step up from there. And it's just been a fun place for the past, 6 years, maybe. That's me talking there. Don't need that. This is going to be another boring sequence. Well, boring. I'm just going to be editing, so you can watch me edit. Well, let's play some music. Ready? Okay, so right here, I'm gonna find where my head moves, and then I'm gonna have the track it, so I can kind of just follow it along. That's all it took there. It was just this tiny little thing, but it looks like this. Here, watch. Well, let's render it all quick so it all will play. A lot of editing is just waiting. It's tiny little things and then checking it and tweaking it. And this is tiny stuff, but I think it makes a big difference because was it Einstein who said design is 99% invisible, meaning you don't notice most of the things that went into making the thing what you experience. You only experience 1% of it. The other 99% is all tracking a head movement on a little video for half a second. All right, let's take a look.
When we see the killing of children as unavoidable or...
Did you see it? Did you see how I did that? How it just kind of followed me? So that's what I did there. One last skim. Make sure that there's nothing else to do.
Bible in a minute, Exodus chapter 11. This is a tough one.
All right, I think we're good. So we're going to export this video. Come up here. Export. 1080. Next. This is going to go to Bible in a minute. Need captions. Because now it needs captions. And that's the next step. I export this, then I upload it to the caption maker thing. So it's doing its thing here. Let's go open that up. I'd use a platform called Submagic, which does the subtitles for me automatically, and then I can do all the fun tweaking to it, which is really cool. And let's see. All right. Is it done? Why is it taking so long to share? There it goes. Come on, come on, come on. Coffee break. All right, it's done. Okay, here we go. So let's come over here. We are going to need captions, Exodus 11, upload. Now we wait again. It has to upload it to Submagic, and then I do some tweaking, and then yeah, I'll show you. This is the process. You write the thing, you film the thing, you edit the thing, you produce the thing, you schedule the thing. That's it. Every day. Well, I do them in batches, which is the nice part. I'm recording a lot of them because this project was my idea. But I'm also recruiting a lot of people to record a lot of them as well, as you've seen. And so that makes it different. It's pretty easy because I don't have to spend the time writing and recording. I just drop it in and edit, make sure it fits the time. People typically record vertical, so it's just a matter of taking what they gave me, and it's usually just good to go as is, which is really great. So then I really, a lot of times I'll just upload like a dozen at once. I'll get them all exported with the intro and outro, and then I just upload all of them at the same time to this and let it do all this uploading and caption generating in the background while I'm doing other stuff. And then I can go in and tweak them all, download them all, and then it's really quick to schedule. So, oh, it's done. Okay, here we go. So now I come in and I adjust the style. I have a saved style here, Bible in a minute. I figure out where I want it to sit on the screen. We're going to bring it right down here. Seems like a good spot. And now I edit. So now I'm just kind of making design choices on how I want the captions to show up on screen. Let's bring these up as well. Well, we're gonna bring all this up. So I like to keep some ideas together when I do this, so you can see the whole thought. Sometimes I like to just do word, but sometimes I like to do this. So that I'm gonna keep that all there, but I'm gonna line break it. So again, this is kind of boring, but this is the work. This is what you do. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna save. So now I actually use this to give me the descriptions, since it did the captions, it transcribed it all. I can come here and it does a little AI description, which usually gives me a starting point. So that's done. Let's export. And this is basically it now. So I've written it, I've filmed it, I've edited it, I've got the captions on it, got a description in my spreadsheet. Now it exports the file, and then I just schedule it on YouTube and social media, meaning all those other places. We post it on TikTok and Instagram. That's the primary spaces, but we also push it onto Facebook and Twitter/X. I don't really track engagement on those spaces because it's not falling into an optimized feed the same way short form video content does. Instagram Reels, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. Yes, Facebook has Reels, but Hootsuite doesn't push to Facebook Reels. It just pushes to Facebook as a video, so that's a whole other thing. I don't got time to manually go in and put these through on my phone as a reel. Efficiency. There's 1,189 chapters to do here, so we're doing a lot. Okay, almost done. 75%. Video's uploading here. All right, there it is. Schedule. And boom, boom. Done. That's it. That's how we do an episode. Want to watch it? Here, let's watch it together. You get a little preview. Well, I don't know when I'm publishing this. Maybe this is already online. Depends on when you're watching. Let's just watch it now. Ready? Here we go. Bible in a minute, Exodus chapter 11. This is a tough one. I know that God is supposed to be the hero, saving the Israelites from slavery and oppression in Egypt, but when it comes at the cost of kids, the death of children, I find myself wanting to stand with the other side. Now, this chapter, it's just the warning. God announcing one final plague, the death of every Egyptian firstborn, including their livestock, as if just human casualties weren't already enough. Just chapters ago, God told Moses that God hears the cries of the Israelites, and now we prepare ourselves for the cries of the Egyptians. To echo the words of Rashida Tlaib, the cries of the Egyptian and Israelite children sound no different to me. What I don't understand is why the cries of the Egyptians sound different to God. Or even to us as we skim through this story, cheering on the Israelites no matter the cost. Because when we see the killing of children as unavoidable or even necessary, we've lost our shared humanity. Okay, so what'd you think? That's how I make this project. I do roughly that 1,189 times over the next 3 years. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy the challenge of taking a chapter and trying to find a way to sit with it. I typically don't lean into quite as heavy of a kind of contemporary parallel as this one gave, but I'm recording this one. I wrote this one so close to when it's being published, I knew I could kind of hold that. Typically, these are less current event topical, but I mean, I feel like you can't help but speak from the context where you are. And this war between Israel and Gaza has been ongoing and is very much at a point where it's unavoidable by us all now. About time it's unavoidable, but sadly this is what it took. Okay, so yeah, that was fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave some questions below if you have them on this project, this process. I would love to answer them. And if you haven't, be sure to go check out all these videos. They're really great. This is number 61. We got some good ones. There's some good ones coming too. It's so good. I love this project. I can't wait to see what it becomes when it's finished in 3 years and the entire, okay. Yeah, I love digital ministry projects like this. They're fun to make. They're fun to conceive and think up and then to be a part of contributing to them, not just, coordinating and editing, but getting to play with the stuff too. So yeah, I have nothing else to say, so I guess I'll just stop.